Seeing Yoda in The Last Jedi was such a surprise. I never once imagined they'd bring back our little green friend, not even for a 2-minute long cameo. I just never even considered them doing that. But then when the camera panned right to left, as Luke was marching towards the tree, and Yoda's ears just kind of unassumingly crossed the frame, as if to say, I'm always here. The feeling I was hit with of being completely caught off guard by something so wildly unexpected that I love so much in Star Wars is a feeling I can hardly articulate, and one that would be hard to replicate for me. If you would have told me Yoda was going to be in the movie before I saw the movie, I probably would have rolled my goddamn eyes out of their sockets. But having him be a subtle surprise at a pivotal moment in a character's struggle, even just for a few minutes in a scene of wistful longing, was incredibly powerful. I didn't think I'd love it, but I loved it. I loved the way it was handled. One of the biggest complaints I've heard from folks is that they think Yoda is acting too silly, too comical. Did they watch the entire scene? Sure, he giggles for like a second and a half after burning down the tree, which I didn't mind at all. It felt like a lesson in itself. It was a part of a lesson. And after that super short moment, the entire rest of the scene is grade A Yoda wisdom. To me, TLJ Yoda felt just like ESB Yoda. Wise, teaching lessons, giving guidance, he's a guru. With how some of these TLJ videos describe the Yoda scene, you'd think that he was doing fucking slapstick comedy song and dance numbers, wearing moon shoes and laughing like a psychopath. He's not. It's not anything like that. The scene is one of the least comical scenes in the entire movie. The scene's tone is consistent. Yoda is consistent. Watch it again. Skywalker, still looking to the horizon. Never here, now, The need in front of your nose. I love it. We can assert that Yoda's presence and his guidance is what pushed Luke into changing his tune, boosting his spirits and convincing him to be proactive and fixing the mistakes he thinks he created. There's a lot of ambiguity to the end of this scene. As the scene closes out, we see Yoda and Luke watching the tree burn. I like to think that Yoda and Luke just kinda hung out there for a few hours, all night, catching up, bouncing ideas off one another, having a deep conversation. The scene ends with them sitting next to each other, almost like they're enjoying a campfire. That's how I see the end of this scene, not as the end of a conversation, but as a scene's ending that applies further conversation. I believe that's how the end of the scene was intended. We see them meet, hear the beginning of a conversation, and we know they talked more. I haven't read the Last Jedi novelization yet, but I am curious how this Yoda scene is presented in it. Quote, "Heeded my words not, did you? Pass on what you have learned, strength, mastery, but weakness, folly, failure also. Yes, failure, most of all. The greatest teacher failure is. Luke, we are what they grow beyond. This is the true burden of all masters." Close quote. Yoda's guidance is alive and well, and this lesson might be the most useful Yoda lesson to use in real life. People always use Yoda quotes and shit for inspiration, or to throw on coffee mugs or yoga mats or whatever, but the greatest teacher failure is one of the best. It's Yoda's way of saying, hey Luke, stop this pity party, get the fuck up, learn from your mistakes, and do what you need to do. Well, maybe not that harsh. Regardless, I love it. He also says, we are what they grow beyond. As a parent, this is one of my favorite Yoda quotes. We are what they grow beyond. We might have some influence over their early development. We might be able to mold and guide them until they find their own footing, but eventually, they will take what you've taught them and find their own way. And in their own self-discovery, their own successes and failures will be a part of your legacy, whether it be as a parent or as a Jedi Master. The things that they do reflect on you and your teaching and your guidance. And whatever they become, whatever they grow to be, is ultimately a reflection of you. It is, in a way, what you become. We are responsible for what they become. I don't know if you guys felt this, but when Luke first sees Yoda, their greetings to one another led me to believe that this isn't the first time they've seen each other. I could be wrong, this could all be explained in some non-film material, but I just got the sense that they've communicated before while Luke had been on this island. The Yoda puppet was a replica of the puppet used in The Empire Strikes Back, and it is the best depiction of Yoda since ESB, or at least the closest depiction of Yoda to the first time he popped up on screen. Holy hell, do you guys remember people's reactions to seeing Yoda in The Phantom Menace the first time? I mean, in 1999, Yoda was a puppet, and he looked a lot different. Look at Yoda puppet. Look at Yoda puppet. And in 2011, with the Star Wars Blu-ray release, Puppet Yoda was changed to CGI Yoda. The depiction of Yoda in The Last Jedi is by far the closest replica of Yoda's original look. By far. You're never gonna get it exact though, right? There's always gonna be something slightly off, even if the original Yoda puppet was put on screen, which this is as close as it could be. It would still probably look equally different. Different filming styles, different lighting, CGI elements. There would be a bunch of factors that would go against everything that you have in your own brain, the nostalgic feelings you have for Yoda, the scenes that you have in your head with Yoda in them. I don't know if it would ever link up and look exactly the way that you think it should be. But who knows? Nostalgia is a weird thing. So, the Yoda scene in The Last Jedi, I thought it was great. It was a nice, subtle bridge of new and old, tastefully presenting us with a beloved character in the franchise, and one of the best and most unexpected surprises I've felt in the movie theater. HelloGreedo, out.